I'm Scotty T, and I'm here. He's back for a second time. A comedy icon. I don't know what comedy legend. Mo Alexander's here. Mo, thank you so much for coming back.
My brothers, anytime. It's a pleasure to be here.
I love you. I think you're the best. Let's get right to work because we got so much to cover.
Let's do it.
You are presently in Memphis, Tennessee. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And if I'm right, you were born and raised there.
Born and raised in Memphis.
Yeah, and you're always trying to get out.
Always getting out. Always getting out. Gotta get out of here before you gotta get out of Memphis most of the time before the weekend and
Right?
definitely during the summer. Definitely during the summer because 102 degrees in Memphis is not the same thing as 102 degrees in Vegas.
I know when you start getting south. My brother lived in South Carolina.
Oh God, yeah, that's
That was
nasty over there too.
that summer heat in South Carolina. But let's
Yeah, that
move
was
on
what.
because I watched our first one and you told a great story. And rather than ask you how long you've been doing comedy, let's just start because you wanted to do comedy since you were little. You told a story about your grandfather and getting a haircut.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
remember that?
That's a true story. That's one of my
Yeah,
first.
that was tell everybody that's a very inspiring story.
When I was well, you gotta understand. I'm a weirdo from birth, and
Me too.
I'm not kidding. I think differently than everybody else. So my grandfather used to take me to the barbershop all the time. You know, he was the one driving me to the barbershop, which was like 2 minutes from my house. I would walk down there when I was a little kid, like 4 or 5 years old, and he'd take me to the barbershop, but probably 5 or 6, whatever kindergarten is, because
Five. Well, for me, it was five.
five. Okay, so I was one of those weird birthday things, so it's probably six
It's
for me.
six. Yeah, yeah. My,
Yeah,
my nephew's like that.
yeah. So that's how I went. So I was six, going to kindergarten. I already knew how to read and all the other stuff. But so they used to have those little book deals. You had to go order a bunch of books from Scholastic, whatever it was.
Yeah, right.
And I used to get a bunch of joke books. I'd buy the joke books, and I'd memorize like 4 or 5 jokes. And if I was, quietly waited my turn and not cause havoc in hell in the barbershop, when it was my turn, they stop what they're doing and let me do like 5 minutes. So, well, 4 or 5 jokes that I had
Yeah.
memorized in the center of the center of the barbershop.
So you
Um,
knew right then that was what you wanted to do.
I didn't actually know at that time. I thought it was great. Thought it was fun because at that time, okay, so I shouldn't tell this to everybody, but I was born in the 70s. Ooh, don't tell nobody. So I remember as a child, I
Hey, hey,
remember.
hold my beer, my friend. I was born in the 60s. I'm 62.
Okay, yeah, okay, you're
Hold my
9 years
beer.
older than me.
Go ahead, keep going. You're back
Here's
on
the
the
thing.
air.
Here's the thing. I remember the original SNL. I remember Carlin and
I had
Richard
a
Pryor.
conversation with George. Keep going.
Yeah, I remember watching Carlin and Richard Pryor and watching the weird version of the Muppets they had on that show. So that apparently made me want to do this, and so I'd watch these guys do their comedy and try to emulate that. So I didn't even know that was the actual job. I just thought you were having fun doing it, and that's what happened. And I guess over the years it just stayed in my brain because I can tell you my first joke I ever wrote, my first joke I ever wrote,
Okay.
and it's horrible.
All right.
And I was probably this was probably 1980, 82. Whenever you remember the singer called named Teddy Pendergrass.
Sure I do.
Teddy Pendergrass, great singer, got many women and
Yeah.
made lots of babies.
If I'm right, he
Uh,
ended up in a wheelchair or something, didn't he?
exactly. Yes, he had a
Yeah.
car wreck and he ended up in a wheelchair. And that's when I wrote my very first joke. It was
Oh
about Teddy
no.
Pendergrass. It was, dude, it's horrible because he had a hit song called "Turn Off the Lights."
I
All right,
remember it.
yeah, and he ended up in that mechanical wheelchair where he had to like blow into it to move and stuff, but he could still sing, which was weird.
They had him
And
out on with the wheelchair. I
with the
remember.
wheelchair. So here's my first joke. I'll tell you right now. And now my impersonation of Teddy Pendergrass. Turn off the lights because I can't reach them. Mm, mm, mm. I'm a
Oh
horrible
my.
person. I'm a horrible person.
No, you're preaching to the converted. Uh let's move on. Again, we're kind of moving along quickly here,
Yeah,
but because I'm going from some of the stuff you told me last time,
yeah.
Keenan Ivory Wayans would be, I don't know if that would be one of your bigger breaks or first break or, whatever, but you opened for Keenan Ivory Wayans
Yeah.
and you told me a great story about wanting to be adopted.
Oh, okay. So here's that story. So I had I had annoyed Keenan enough to
Yeah.
where I worked with him one week at the Addison Improv in Dallas,
Right.
and I annoyed him enough to where um like 2 weeks later they called and said, "Hey, you want to go on tour with Keenan?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I want to go on tour with Keenan."
Yeah, sure.
So
And
like
it was
one of the
between you. You said it was between you and Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes, when they told me that, my heart was just like, oh, like,
Yeah.
hey, I love Wanda, but thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
um, so we're doing shows in Atlantic City at this place called the Claridge Casino,
I
and
remember.
all most of his family. Not I didn't meet Marlon and Sean today, but some of the other sisters and brothers
Right.
came to the to his mom's birthday, or his
Right.
mom came over to the casino. It was a budget family, and there was a birthday going on. And I'm sitting there because they told me I could come. I'm like, cool, cool. But Keenan's like, leave my mom alone. I'm like, all right,
Right.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sitting at the end of the table, and everybody's clearing everything, and they're talking to one end. So I like make my way down to the end of the table, and he's looking at me like, "What do you want, Mo?" And he's like, and mom was cool. She's like, "Leave him alone. He's a nice old boy." I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Hey, Miss Wayne, how you doing? I don't want to bother y'all. I just happy birthday, all that. I just have one quick question. I was like, would you mind adopting me?" And Keenan was like, "Leave my mom alone." I was like, she shut up, boy. What do you want? I don't want anything. I don't want any kind of. I'm not trying to get your family fortune. I just want to be able to call myself one Mo Wayne. And she laughed, and Keenan just was like, just mother, get away from mom, get away, and just kicked me out. She's laughing the
That's
whole
great.
time. She's
Well,
laughing.
and just because I think we should do it, there are people that don't even know, but Keenan Ivory Wayans started in Living Color.
Yeah, in living
And
color.
a lot of people know Damon and Marlon, all the Wayans brothers, but
Yeah.
Keenan was the OG, and we've already established that I'm an old rat bastard,
Yeah,
and I know all these people, and it's just but yeah, that's so cool.
because
Um,
Keenan was like one of my idols at the time because he had come
right?
out with "I'm gonna get you, sucker."
Yeah,
That was the
yeah,
first one he did. That first movie that came out
yep,
before in living color, and I was just enthralled by that
yeah.
movie. I went to see it in the theaters, and then got it soon as it came out
Were,
on
were there other
VHS.
were there other comedians that you idolized that you really liked? I mean, you mentioned Richard Pryor.
Oh yeah, man. I was a huge Pryor and Carlin fan. I was a
Yeah,
huge Pryor Carlin fan. Um Robin Williams.
sure.
I didn't know it at this time. I didn't remember it at the time, but I was used to watch those Rodney Dangerfield young comedian specials that he used to
Oh yeah, I
do.
tell you it's rough.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah, take
met
a roll.
Rodney. I met
Oh,
Rodney. I met Rodney. I have a story about that. We'll do it at some time.
okay. I want to know that one because Rodney was hilarious to me. Um, but he used to put on these comics that became huge. Like I'm first time I saw Sam Kinison was on that thing. The
Yeah,
first time I saw Robert Townsend, who
yeah.
was
Robert Townsend.
that was
Right.
great. First, he's one of the other great comics that
Yeah.
nobody gives enough love to.
Okay.
Um,
Sure.
but it was those guys, and it wasn't until after I started comedy actually that I found Bill Hicks, and that's when
Wow. Bill
everything changed.
Hicks.
Bill Hicks is my god. I don't care what anybody said that
Yeah.
he's my. If
He was
there's if
funny.
he was dark and funny. And when I first saw his special Revelations after he had already passed, they played on HBO. I
Right.
sat there like I did when I was a kid watching Pryor, and
Yeah.
just I threw my entire comedy notebook away that next day. I'm like, I gotta start over. I'm doing bull. This is wrong. I gotta start
Yeah.
over. And I did,
Yeah. A lot of
and
people don't know Bill Hicks.
if you don't know
Um,
Bill Hicks, you gotta go find
yeah.
HBO. Go find a special called Revelation. That's all you need.
Great delivery, and just funny, straight on funny.
Yes.
Let's keep going. I know you did stuff with Kevin Hart and a lot of other people, but I want to move on to your house. Your house is 103 years old.
104 now. 104 years old.
104,
Yep.
104. Okay. And there's a story about your house. Well, there's a couple, but go ahead if you don't mind.
Well, when we had to do my house, my grandmother died and my mom died, so it's my house. Grandmother left me the house. Long story
Okay.
about that.
Right.
So A couple years ago, stuff started falling apart, so we had to do a bunch of renovations. A bunch of
Well,
renovations.
no, but first off, wasn't the where the house is located on a all white cemetery or something?
That's what we no, 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 let me tell you my story, please. I got you. Yes, that was the next thing coming.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna miss that
No,
part.
no, that's what I was about to go right there. No,
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mo. I fucked up. I
it's
fucked
okay.
up.
It's all right. The first day we started renovation, we found out because of some stuff that my house was originally built on a whites only cemetery, which I immediately lost my mind laughing about because that would explain why every time anyone cooked with spices in my household, all you hear is low level boo. And yeah, that's real. That's real. We had to do renovations, and that happened. And that's how the whole possum story originally happened because we had holes in our house, and these possums were just walking through. And seriously, one day, me and my girlfriend in town were just hanging out here in the house, and 5 possums just walked through my room like, "What up, dog? How you doing?" And we're just like, "What in the hell is happening here? Why is there a parade of possums just lollygagging through my house?" And yeah, that's the beginning of the whole possum
Well,
attachment. Yeah.
okay, since we're going down that way, because last time we talked about your non-releasable,
Mm-hmm.
animals there, but now I'm not sure if it's Abby, Zoe, or Lefty,
You
but
got all three of them.
one of the no, I got it, but one of the possums bit you.
Oh no, that's none of them. That's none of them. These are the non-releasable. We have to take care of these possums for life type thing.
I'm
This
sorry.
was another possum. This was we like to. I think this is okay.
Whoa, hold it. I like to pump the brakes every now and again.
Yeah.
How many possums do we have now?
No, that it's just those three.
And I got their names right. I want to make sure Abby,
did.
Zoe, and Lefty.
Yeah, and Poncho was the original.
Yeah, Poncho
OG.
was the original. I got it.
He-
I'm possum savvy.
Poncho was the original. Now the one that bit me, we think was his grandfather. Now,
No, wait. Where? There's only 3,
there's only 3.
but some fourth.
Okay, I see why you're confused.
Where?
Okay.
Where
Hold on.
were you? Were you at your house?
Yes, I was at my house. I was high. I was eating Cheetos. I was very naked. I was talking to my friend Jess Wood, who's a comic who lives in New York, and we are just sitting around talking, just having fun because we hadn't talked to each other in a while.
Okay, all
and
right.
I'm very high, and this possum, which I had never seen a possum at the time, I'd never seen one. I am high, and I'm looking down like that is the biggest rat I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like trying to talk to her and look at it, like, say, why do I have a rat the size of a house cat in my house? And
okay,
yeah,
this is a brand. How in the hell do possums keep getting in the house?
this was the first time I knew this was happening. This was the first time. This was the very first possum, and I'm looking at it, and it's looking at me, and it starts talking to me telepathically, and I scared it, and it kind of bit me on my ankle, and I'm like, ah! And then like it doesn't even run out of the room. It's just like, yeah, I got you, and then just walked out of my room, and it looked like it knew the layout to the whole house. So it just like it didn't run out trying to like, let me get over here, just like I'll be in your mama's old room, see you later, and just walked into there like, oh my god, there's a possum in my house.
Has the possum been removed now?
Oh, that one's long gone. That one's long gone.
So we're dead with just the 3: Abby, Zoe, and Lefty.
Yeah, these are the ones that want to be. These are the ones we have to take care of because they can't take care of themselves.
Mo, I just want you to know. I mean, I really do like you. I care about you.
Well, thank you, sir. I love you.
No, I'm being sincere now, Mo.
No, so am I.
Is there a hole? Can we get somebody?
The hole has been repaired. I want you to know the hole has been repaired.
Okay.
No, that parade of possums was a few years back.
I don't want you to get bit. I thought, and in my thoughts, I think I even sent you a message that one of them, one of the what guys went crazy on you.
Oh no, these love me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Abby is. I've been by one evidently. It's nothing bad or anything.
Yeah, the one. I think Abby's big as a house, white.
Abby
falls all over you.
Abby's the big one, but she does not. She has literally never bitten me.
That's what I'm saying. Just friendly, climbs all over you.
Yeah, she climbs all over. She will walk up the steps on the bed to have steps on the bed so she can walk on the bed.
Let's move on.
Oh no, you hold on. I have to say this. She will walk up the bed and wake me up in the middle of the night by sticking her nose on my face.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Like, I need peanut butter. And I'm like, all right, hold on.
How long have you had Abby?
It will. She just turned 2, so like a year and a half.
Okay, all right. Yeah. And I know you lost one. Poncho.
Poncho, yeah, we lost him
when we got together last time. Yeah. Last time, and I think we got away from it. And I'm just kind of curious because I don't know how to start this. You've done 6 CDs that I know of. The latest one. One of them was recorded at Sun Studios, and I want to get into that. But during that, you mentioned about your band from Graceland that you're really Can you tell me what happened there?
Okay, so this is. I have to tell you the truth. I'm not sure if I'm still banned, but I haven't been there since because the first thing happened is back into 1991, 1992. I had friends coming to town. They want me to take them to Graceland. I'm from Memphis. We avoid Graceland. We don't go there. But I did it. I went in, and it was me and 2 of my friends, and we were the youngest people there by 50-something years. By 50-something years, we were the youngest people there.
Okay.
And I wasn't a comic then. I wasn't a stand-up comic. I was just a plain old weirdo asshole. And I made fun of everything.
Is there a difference?
Exactly. Yes, I didn't get paid to do it then.
Right.
Anyway,
okay.
So I'm over here making commentary throughout the whole thing because back then they had actual tour guides.
Okay.
And I'm making commentary the whole time, and they're trying to shh, shh, shh. And the old women are getting offended. And you get outside the jungle room. We got outside the jungle room. You can't go into the jungle room. And for those who've never been to Graceland and don't understand when I say jungle room, it's like a pimp Cadillac from 1972 exploded and just went all over the wall.
Right.
It's ceiling to floor jungle print. And I got to that point, and that's where I lost it and started singing George of the Jungle as Elvis would have done with karate kicks and everything. And yeah. And I scared and made several old white women cry, and they're like, "You're blaspheming Elvis." I'm like, "I'm blaspheming," and they literally, this is not a joke, Scott, literally had like 5 security guards carrying me out. Right, I was seriously carried out. I'm just still singing the whole time. I'm like, George, singing me. Oh, and so that's the original story. Now 10 years later. It's like 2000 and something. More friends would come like, "Hey, will you take it to Graceland?" I'm like, "I don't think I can go." And I told them the story like, "You stupid. You know you stupid." And all right, let's go. And we got to the building. I had paid for the tickets. You got to buy the ticket across the street. And we walked up the little driveway. And as soon as I got on the property, some little dude on a golf cart came up to me and said, "Hey, excuse me, sir, you can't be on the property. I'm going to have to ask you to leave." So somewhere in Graceland, I hope it's still there, but there's a picture of me on the wall that says this man cannot be on this property, which just makes me happy.
We're about halfway through it, and I was thinking of the joke I did recently. My grandfather was like Elvis. We found him dead on the toilet.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
That is so wrong.
I know, Mo. I know.
Do you want to hear something really funny about Memphis? The rock station I used to work at used to be like the backup dude for the morning. Right. You used to could win Elvis Death bass mats, which was like an extra large. Yeah, it was like an extra large bass mat with a chalk outline of Elvis.
All right, my joke worked out okay. Elvis bath mats. Bath. Hey, that may be something. You know what? We'll have to look into that after the show's over. I have to see if they have them there at Graceland and offer up. We'll offer them up. You and I will tell them we got a special. I used to work for RCA.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. The whole Elvis thing. That's a whole nother. That's like the Rodney Dangerfield story.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
You're in an open relationship?
Yeah.
You have 2 girlfriends?
Yes.
Okay. You can tell the people about that because I kind of knocked me off my seat.
Well, why did that knock you off your seat? I mean, I have 2 girlfriends. They both know about each other.
We just I don't want to blow this one. You just tell
Okay.
the people.
Two different girlfriends. One of them is 29, the other one's 65. It's not a mother daughter combination because she has a son, and that's gross. Uh,
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
the
Right there would be one. 29 and 65.
Look, I'm 53 years old, which I
I,
mean,
I
53, 54. Excuse me, I'm 54 years old.
I'm happy for you, Mo. Don't get me wrong. I'm
Oh,
happy for you.
thank you, sir. But it's like I'm 54 years old, which means I'm an adult. I can date up and down 20 30. It doesn't make a difference to me.
Yeah.
Only reason I'm with the 29-year-old because I'm a math nerd. If you know anything about math, 54 to 29 would give you an irrational number, which makes perfect sense because that chick is crazy. Uh, she literally got me kicked out of the Holocaust Museum in D.C. because she was playing Pokemon Go. Now, you know how hard it is to get kicked out of the Holocaust Museum? Well, it's kind of easy right now, but I did it. It wasn't my fault.
I don't
You
know
know,
where to go.
it wasn't my fault. She did that, and
You just don't ever think you're going to hear Holocaust and Pokemon Go in the same
I
sentence.
know. I'm just like, how are you fighting Pokemon in this place? She's like, it's full of them. I'm like, that's frightening. Uh, but she got me kicked out, and the guy was like, and I wasn't even mad when the guy kicked us out. I'm just,
Well,
and
Mo, I got to stop you again. I hate to do it, but the last time you were on, you talked about a girlfriend that ran over you with a car, hit you with a car.
not the same one.
Okay.
Not the same one. I am no, definitely a different one. No,
no. I'm just calling him as I see him. I'm just sitting back here and just taking this all in.
that's the one honestly who got me into comedy. That's the one. That's
Oh
the one
my God.
honestly who got me into comedy because we were sitting there one night
Well,
watching
yeah.
watching Evening at the Improv, and I'm like, I am funnier than some of these bastards. And she was like, put up or shut up. And 2 weeks later, I went into the Comedy Zone in Memphis, Tennessee, and did their open mic, and
Okay. So
been on the scene since.
we owe that crazy one to you to work to us being here today.
Yeah, that's
So now
true.
the latest one, she got you kicked out of the Holocaust Museum for playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, because she's not a history person like I am. Because if you go to the Holocaust Museum, they make you watch like a 20-minute movie at the beginning before you get to tour
Right.
the whole place. And that movie will make you cry and get you mad and angry and hate people because people are so stupid. Because killing people for an ideology that doesn't make sense is just,
Right.
I mean,
No,
killing people,
I'm
yeah,
with you.
it's horrible. But and she's bored to death, and then so she just started playing Pokemon Go, and I'm just like, that's wrong. That's so wrong. You need to stop that stuff. That's very disrespectful. And it's only a 20-minute movie, and she was cool about it, and she stopped for a few minutes. Then she got bored again and started playing it again. And that's when I yelled at her, and that's when security ran right in. And that's what pissed me off because security ran straight to her, like, "Ma'am, are you okay? Do we need to remove this man?" Son of a bitch, I'm the one who called. I'm the one who screamed. Why you going to her? And he got mad when I told him what was going on. He was like, "You playing Pokemon Go in the Holocaust Museum?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, we gotta leave." And they kicked us out. I wasn't even mad at them when they finally kicked us out because I am a sit down comic, and I had to say something on my way out. I was like, "I bet y'all are hiding the best ones in the attic." Um,
Oh no.
that's a history joke right there.
Yeah, I got it. And Frank, isn't it? Is that right? Is that
Yeah,
right? Did I get
yeah,
it right?
you got it right. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's go on, you crazy bastard. No, hold on. Okay, so the 29 and the 65, it's working out for you.
Yeah, everybody's happy. Everybody's good. Everybody
Everybody's
knows each
happy.
other.
Good.
Everybody's good.
That's all I want, Mel. That's
Yeah,
all
we're
I
all
want.
happy.
I want you
Yeah,
happy.
we're good.
Because I know you had a situation recently in Knoxville, Tennessee. At least I saw a video on YouTube about that.
Wait, which one in Knoxville? I'm not even sure about this one.
Well, it had to do with cookies.
Oh,
I do, and I want to tell you, Mo. Let me take you off full screen for a second because when I watched it, and you asked the man, and I'm just going to give. I hope you don't mind to give a little bit away, but you asked the man what his favorite type of cookie is, and after
yeah.
you did what you did and said, and I'm going to let you do it, I couldn't agree more. I could not agree with you
Yeah.
more. I could
So
not agree with you more.
I appreciate that. So, that bit right now is on YouTube. Somebody just I hired a social media manager. They just put it on YouTube. It's got like 25,000 hits or something right now.
Before you start, I'm gonna put the links to all of your stuff. You know I love you. I think
I
you're
love
great.
you too.
YouTube,
Thank you.
Facebook, Instagram, everything you TikTok. If you do it, I'll put all the links. You have merchandise available. I'll do all
Yep.
that. But
Thank you.
anyway, so go ahead.
So the question is, could we talk about the whole story about what he's talking about, folks? A 65-year-old one night we were laying in bed and we figured out pussy and cookies. That's it. That's the whole thing. Because she's 65. She great sex. There's no problem. She got both hips done and all that. And and she's a grandmother, which means every night after sex there are cookies, right?
Right,
That's cookies.
right.
So I'm asking the people on the stage on at the show, like, what's your favorite cookie? And this guy's like oatmeal raisin. Okay, first of all, I hate to tell everybody who's listening right now, but if your favorite cookie is an oatmeal raisin cookie, you need to learn something about your life. And that is this: your grandmother never loved you one day at all. Not one single day did your grandmother love you, because that is a punishment cookie. You understand me? No child in the history of the earth has said, "Oh, you know what? I don't want a chocolate chip. Give me a raisin." None. The one true cookie is a chocolate chip cookie. Do you understand me? Absolutely. That's the one true cookie. If Jesus ever existed and Jesus came back tomorrow as a cookie, he would be chocolate chip. Do you understand me, people? And people tell me the dumbest cookies, and sometimes they get racist with those cookies. Some guy, I was in Ohio. What's that state that flies over? I was in Iowa, and this guy was like, "I like me a snickerdoodle." First of all, so that is not how you say that cookie. Don't bring your racism into delicious desserts. Another guy was like, "I like me a white macadamia nut." Okay, that's also a racist cookie. Did you just say a macadamia nut? Why could you bring a racist whiteness in your cookie? That's wrong. But yeah, there was one true cookie. It's chocolate chip cookie, oatmeal raisin cookie, chocolate chip
raisin. When that guy said it,
oatmeal raisins are chocolate chip Decepticons. That's all they are.
I think you actually said "fuck you."
Probably, I did. I probably said "fuck you,"
and I couldn't agree more. Fuck you. That's your favorite cookie, an oatmeal raisin cookie.
Yeah. What's wrong with these people? Ugh, gross.
I loved it. I'm not sure. There's two parts yet I want to cover.
Okay.
And the first one, I was going to do it, but I'm going to start. Wasn't there something about barbecue? Wasn't there something? Did you have something about you used to cook or did a barbecue or barbecue sauce or something?
We were working on a show called Mo Alexander's Barbecue Beatdown, where we rank barbecue. Okay. Because I'm sick of people in Memphis, Tennessee telling me, "Oh, you haven't been to this barbecue place? You should try it." And then I go there and it's trash. So so we went through like 30 barbecue spots in Memphis and compared them to each other, and we're still editing that show because COVID messed it up, but it will come out.
It's called Memphis Barbecue. It wasn't until after we did the first one I realized how big barbecue is in Memphis.
Oh yeah, we don't play. We do not play about barbecue here.
I think that'll work.
There are two things you will get stabbed over in Memphis very quickly: advocating for John Calipari. And second is barbecue. Yeah. So we're serious about that.
And this is good. I don't know how to ask this question, but see, your web page. I couldn't find it today. I don't know if it's not working. Whatever.
Oh, you probably put .com instead of .net.
.net. You have to look at it. I couldn't get up, but I thought I wrote something down. And this is going to sound horrible, but I'm an asshole. Did you die at some point?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
We're coming up on that anniversary, actually. We're coming up on that anniversary.
You got to tell people that. You got to tell people, and then I'm gonna. Hopefully, your mind's. You're gonna go. I don't believe it.
So this is true. So April. So it's been 10 years. What happened is I did a favor for another comic, and I stepped off stage and I twisted my ankle.
Right.
And I didn't think anything of it because I've twisted my ankle several hundred times. But the next day, I couldn't put any pressure on that foot. And I'm just like, I really did a bad thing. So I'm just hanging out at the house for a few days. And I'm just like, this is getting weird. I can't really walk. And I finally went to the hospital and they're just like, "Oh, yeah, you really messed this up. You tore all your ligaments. Oh, you strained all the ligaments in your right foot." Okay. Yeah, that's worse than a break. Yeah, I can tell. And they sent me home and didn't give me anything really. They're just like, you'll be fine. Just stay off your foot. I'm like, okay, what? And they sent me home, and on the way into my house, I broke my left foot because they didn't give me a crutch or anything. So I was immobile for a while. I literally was immobile, and I caught blood clots in my lungs, and I didn't know that. So I go to the hospital one day. I go to the hospital, and they're like trying to take care of me. I had this one male nurse, and I just wanted to slap him because he tried to be funny with me all day. He's like, "You want to hear a joke?" I'm like, "Why do you want me to tell me a joke when I can't breathe? Leave me alone."
Yeah, right.
So I'm in the hospital. They're trying to fix me. And April 5th, 2015, which was Easter Sunday, I'm in the hospital with a friend of mine. And I hate my friends. I hate them all. They're just like, you're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to die. Shut up, y'all bastards. And they left. And the nurse came in. And I turned over to pee because I needed a urinal. And I died.
Wow.
Not a joke. I literally died.
No,
and I was dead for like 2 minutes. And I woke up. And the doctor was standing on my chest, like sitting on my chest, trying to slap me back awake. He wouldn't even give me medicine. He was just like, "Come on, get back here, Mo, come here." And I woke up, and you could see the guy who had the little defibrillators, the pads. He was just like, "Oh, I want to shock him." He looked disappointed. Wow. But I was dead for 2 minutes. It came right back, which makes me a much more efficient savior, I think. Done that 3-day waiting period. I'm like, done that 3-day waiting period. I just came right back. I'm a much more efficient Jesus.
Okay. Now
that's true.
Okay. Let me just because this is gonna. Mm-hmm. So when we did our first interview, it was 4 months ago or so, and we never got to that because Kara came on, and I never got, and I was curious.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, this is true, just like you say, and true. I met a guy, Steve Oakley. He was putting a movie together. And he asked me if I would do, and I did with him. He died 7 times.
Wow. He beat my record.
He died 7 times.
In the same...
I think it's 7 times.
At the same, little short period of time?
I don't know.
No, you got to understand. I died...
I don't know.
Here we go. I literally died twice in the hospital.
Right.
That they were telling me about. And then there's a third time no one is claiming.
Okay.
I promise.
I thought about this, Mo. I think I ground this comedy thing to a halt. Nothing brings comedy like a good death story.
Oh no, I have an entire album about it called "Got Clots." All it is,
right.
The 77 days I was in the hospital and the 2 weeks I was in rehab. That's all it was. That's all that album is. It's just me talking about that.
That's probably why I wrote it down last time.
Because the first time my dad was Easter, they didn't want to put this medication in me. They were like, it's too harsh for you'll have a brain. There's a 2% chance of a brain bleed. And I'm like, that's 98%. There's not. Put it in me. And they didn't want to do it. And then that night I died. And the next day another doctor came in like, hey, you know that thing they said they weren't going to do to you? I'm going to do it to you. And so that day I go into the hospital, they go in and they did surgery to me while I was awake because they had to put this thing called IVC filter in my body. And I'm awake and I'm high as hell because they got me on great pain medication, right? I'm on some kind of, I'm not sure what the anesthesia was, but I was awake and he's talking to me and he's like, hey, Mo, how you doing? Tell me a joke. I'm like, shut up. And and then he's like, okay, Mo, you're doing great. This is about to hurt. And he puts it in like, and it hurt. When a doctor tells you something's gonna hurt and you're already on pain meds, no, it's gonna hurt. And so that happened. So that's on a Monday that happened, right? That's a Monday. Wednesday, he comes back in there like, hey man, your blood work looks a little weird. Let me try to see what. He takes this thing called a Doppler and starts trying to, find the vein and whatever's going on in my side. And he's like, this is the phrase you never want to hear a doctor say, Scott. This is the phrase you never want to hear a doctor say. Oh shit, I nicked an artery. Okay, I'll be right back. I was like, excuse me? There's witnesses who just heard you say, I nicked an artery. What do you mean you nicked an artery? So they take me back to surgery that night. They're like, okay, Mo, it's going to be great. It's going to take about an hour. You'll be fine. It's going to be fine. And this was a Wednesday night. I woke up from my coma on Friday. I had an intubation tube in. My arms are tied to the bed, apparently. And I couldn't say anything to anybody. And my only people in the room were my Aunt Jackie, my cousin Barbara Ann, and one of my best friends, Jane Hayes. And they didn't know I was awake. So it took like 10 minutes before they woke up. Before they realized I was awake. And my Aunt Jackie comes up to me and gets like right here in my face, just right here in my face, right? She's like, I'm so happy you're alive. I'm so happy you're awake. Then she moves back. She's like, how you like my Michael Jackson shirt? And I'm like, how do you call somebody a bitch with an intubation tube in your mouth? And she's like, how you like my Michael Jackson shirt? Yeah, he died on propofol and you're on it right now. And I'm like, this bitch just said, what the? 2 to this day, she does not understand why that is so funny. She does not understand.
That is ooh. Oh my.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I love you. I'm glad you're here with us. I'm glad that you know, I just I don't I think you do a bit about that. You were going to be a doctor or something. You don't like other people's blood. And I don't like hearing I hate fucking doctors. I hate them.
Yeah.
I was getting queasy listening to that shit.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Yeah, there's lots of queasiness in that story. I can tell you. That's such a messed up story. 77 days in the hospital,
Oh
2 weeks in
man.
rehab.
I'm glad you're here, brother.
I'm
glad
glad I'm
you're
here too. Thank you, sir. I appreciate
Well,
it.
listen, we're going to run out of time. I want to thank you very much for coming back. I will hopefully catch up with you again, you know, in a couple months. We'll see how you're doing.
Yeah.
Check back in. Make sure, I want to be sure, first and foremost, those fucking possums don't get back in. I don't want you bit anymore.
No, there's no possums other than ones that need to be here. No possums other than one that need to be here. That's it.
I will put all the links to all of your stuff, you know, and keep killing it. I love you said you got a new social media guy that's helping you out.
Yep.
You know, your YouTube and Instagram and everything. I couldn't be happier for you. I love you to death.
Thank you, sir. I love you too.
But you know, hold on. We're not getting out that easy. Remember, I sent you a clip.
Mm-hmm.
And the show's called Your Comedy Minute. So I'm praying. I don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. It can go 5 minutes, whatever you want. But let me see. Let me hope. Mo Alexander, Your Comedy Minute. Go ahead, my friend.
One of my best comedy minutes was the first time I ever went to LA.
Okay.
I take it back. It's the second time in LA. Second time in LA. And it's my friend Jeremy and myself. He had moved out to LA, and I was doing a show at the Improv, and killed it. I was so happy. I killed it. We go out to start drinking at a bar that night, and the bar was what's it called? The Velveeta, not the Velveeta Room. The
Velveeta Room.
No, the Velveeta Room, the actual club in
the
comedy club in Austin, Texas. God, I can't remember the name of the club right now. It's the one. It's another one I've been kicked out of. Where did River Phoenix die? What was that place called?
I don't know.
Oh God, I can't. Anyway, I can't remember the name of the club right now. I just woke up a few minutes ago. Anyway, so here's the go. I'm at this club, my friend Jeremy, and we are drinking. I'm like 10 shots in, and it is the place where River Phoenix died. Okay, it's the club where River Phoenix died, and there's a band on stage dressed like country bumpkins singing country version of punk rock songs. And I'm like, that's cool. That's cool. That's stupid, but it's cool. And I am drunk. I'm not even kidding, drunk. And I walk up to one of the security dudes and like, hey man, I ain't trying to start nothing, but where did River Phoenix die? And he's like, hey man, don't start that bullshit. Don't come over with that. Look, I ain't trying to start nothing. I'm a fan. I need to know, was it inside or outside? Like, look, get out of my face. I'm gonna hit you if you get I'm drunk. Okay. I'm a big dude and I'm drunk. So I'm just like, I ain't trying to start a fight with. Then I just got on the floor and started doing positions that he could have died in, you know? It's like I'm on the floor, like, was it like this? Was it like this? And he just passed out. Was it like this? I had my ass in there at one time. Was it like this? Face down, ass up. And the dude is trying not to laugh at me, but he has to do his job. He's trying not to laugh. So about 3 minutes into this, 5 more security guards come and carry me out of the club, and they're just like, I was like, was it like, did y'all have to carry him out like this on a stretcher? And so I'm banned from that. I cannot remember the club right now. I don't know why I can't remember the name of the club. But the band that was playing on that night was called Recreational Racism. Hold on. That band was fronted by the lead singer of the band Tool, Maynard James Keenan. And that band became Pussifer. That's what Pussifer. Yeah.
I actually worked with Tool. I met Tool, Keenan.
Okay.
He wasn't nice. He's not a nice guy.
He wasn't not really?
Oh, no. That's funny.
That's true.
That's wild.
Absolutely true. The band was called Regular. It was great. He used to have the like big bouffant hair wigs on, looking like a country preacher singing, and that's what Pussifer became in the night. Yeah, that's what that was. So I got to hear Pussifer before anyone else did, and got kicked out of the venue. And yeah,
it reeked of your getting kicked out of Graceland.
I know. I get kicked out of so many places.
I've been kicked out of a few. I've been kicked out of a few of them. All right, my friend.
I
Listen.
don't. You and me need to get together, get kicked out of the place together.
Yeah, I've been kicked out. I wouldn't go in a place that would have me as a member.
Exactly.
Listen, thank you.